What the talk, what the talk, yeah, yeah. What the talk, what the talk, what the talk, maybe this is for you or it ain't, but just have fun and hear us out. What the talk, what the talk, What the talk, what the talk, Come right here, let's talk with Vania, Stefan, and Enda.
So, welcome to What the Talk.
Our first episode ever of our first podcast ever.
A new venture.
Maybe just a little bit of an introduction. And I think if you guys look at our Instagram profile, it's written there, Indonesian born who call Australia home. So that's us. Kita tuh orang Indo tapi tinggalnya di Australia.
Which part of Australia?
Perth.
Western Australia.
So, this first podcast, I think it's only wise to talk in two different languages, which is Indonesian and English. And honestly, buat kita orang Indo, kalau lagi kesel, kalau lagi
Butuh
mau marah-marah gitu ya kan, enaknya pakai bahasa Indo ya kan.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Terus kita ngomongin apa ya? Kita ngomongin, okay, because we're actually Indonesian, terus kita, but we call Australia home. Why do we call Australia home? Kapan pertama kali kita
pindah.
Coba.
Coba dulu.
Tapi nanti dulu, taruhlah pertama kali. What's your name?
So, my name is Stefan.
My name is Indah.
And I'm Vania. We're all connected.
Family.
We're all connected.
Our family.
I mean, technically, it was me and him connected first. Then she came along.
Yeah. So, we should probably talk about how long since we did say that we've been in Australia. I mean, we call Australia home. We should probably say how long that we've been here, school and things like that. I can talk the beginning. So we
2003.
came here back in 2002.
Tuh, salah kan lu?
Ya, 2002, 2003 mirip-mirip.
Yeah, 2002. And I think Perth was so much different back then to what it is now.
sure.
I go to school here, so basically I spent half of my current life in Australia already. And I think my sister there can attest that there's been a lot of challenges growing up in Australia and being not originated from here, so there is a bit of challenges that we can probably share with you guys. A lot of stories. Yeah, that's basically
Tips-tips gitu ya kan soalnya
Yeah.
kalau di Indo waktu itu kemarinan sempet yang kabur aja dulu gitu ya kan.
yeah.
So they probably only think about the nicest things Australia
Yeah, so we can
offer.
yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that as well.
Maybe leave that another episode, probably or so.
Yeah, something like that. Nah, berarti so both of you came to Perth back in 2002.
2003.
Gue sendiri nyampe di Perth itu 2010. I came here to study. Awalnya came here to study, terus belajar. Tadinya tuh I didn't have any plan to stay here for good, karena kan dulu punya pacar gitu kan. Long
Pacarnya bukan
distance.
dia lagi?
Bukan dia pacarnya.
Bukan jadi
Orang
suami.
orang lain pacarnya. Udah punya istri dan anak juga, tenang. Karena ya nggak ada aja plan buat tinggal di sini. Soalnya punya pacar ya kan mikirnya dulu serius. Oh ya habis uni udah pulang gitu ya kan. Taunya kerasan gitu tinggal di sini. I think I like it here. I like the culture here gitu. It's not easier, it's just new. Kayak lumayan seru kayaknya gitu, kayak very different lah, because kan I was born and also raised in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta. Terus pas pindah ke sini tuh it's just like everything kayak clean slate gitu kan, culture-nya juga beda. Terus kok kayaknya enaknya di sini gitu ya. Kayaknya I can see my future here gitu. In the next 5 years at the time, I think I can see myself in the next 5 years I should be here gitu rather than going back home. Terus ya udah deh akhirnya bilang sama orang tua, aduh I don't think I wanna go back yet gitu. Gimana ya caranya supaya bisa tinggal di sini terus. Akhirnya sekolah lah lagi, terus akhirnya dapatlah kerja, akhirnya terus ketemulah sama orang ini ya kan, terus akhirnya saya dilamar, terus akhirnya saya dikawinin deh, terus saya dihamilin gitu.
And I think like also maybe I mean since this is only the introduction, we can probably talk about how it is different being to live in a country that is, you know, that we probably do not call home originally. So there's a lot of adaptation that we could probably, you know, stories and also like as you said, like tips.
Maybe at first we can talk about the cultures difference. Apa bedanya tinggal di Indo dan tinggal di Australia. Tapi we have neutral perspective di sini tuh, kita nggak bakal bilang Indo tuh jelek gini. Ini kan ada yang baru viral ya kan katanya. Wesh. Nah, we're trying not to do that gitu. Maksudnya we're trying to be as neutral as we can, as neutral as possible. Tapi obviously we have made our decision, which is tinggal di sini. It doesn't mean kita make decision to live in Australia karena Indonesia itu buruk atau karena kita terlalu maksudnya kayak disappointed with the government. Pasti ada lah gitu. Dan juga
Semua orang ada.
ya, dan juga like just so you know, masyarakat di sini juga bukan yang selalu happy banget juga sama governmentnya. They all have pros and cons juga gitu. Nah, ya udah, siapa nih mau ngomong duluan? Enaknya dulu deh, enaknya di Indo. Apa enaknya di Indo, Dedi?
The food, makanannya, because they're all cheap, and also like in terms of entertainment wise, maybe you can say that Indonesia lebih banyak in terms of like kayak shopping mall. It's much more, I would say, there's a lot of choices. Whereas I mean now it's different. If I were to compare Perth 20 years ago to now, it's completely different, because back then there was basically nothing,
Little to none
here, but now it's a very growing city. But still, like if you were to compare the food, I do miss Indo food.
Nah, kita di sini kita juga sering sih kayak masih tetap pergi ke resto-resto Indo,
ya.
atau enggak di sini tuh ada Facebook group gitu loh, kuliner khusus Indonesia gitu. Ada orang-orang yang suka masak or just tip gitu ya kan, makanan Indo. Kita sih masih actively
looking for that. I mean maksudnya even though we're staying here and then we call this a home, kita masih tetap kangen dengan culture-nya Indonesia, kayak dari makanannya dan hal-hal lainnya. And I mean at home juga anyway, kita juga masih sering ngomong pakai bahasa Indonesia.
Yeah, of course. I mean like
It's easier.
Yeah, no matter how far I go, Indo will always be my first language gitu. Like in every form that I have to fill out di sini. Kayak misalnya nih, kita tuh so we're husband and wife, we have 3 kids, and we enroll our kids to school. Dan selalu lah ya ada form-form yang kita isi gitu ya, pasti ditanya gitu, what is your nationality gitu, like is there any other language spoken at home, mainly English misalkan. English misalkan, English kayak anak-anak kita tuh nggak ada yang bisa ngomong Indo. Actually emang we deliberately nggak ngajarin mereka ngomong Indo sih, for a specific reason yang mungkin lah nanti di episode lain lah dijelasin. Pasti ada tuh tulisan yang kayak ada bahasa lain nggak di rumah yang spoken, walaupun kita nggak directly speak it to our kids, tapi ya ada bahasa lain nggak yang anak kita tuh sebenarnya denger gitu, like they don't understand tapi mereka denger gitu, orang tuanya ngomong Indo kadang-kadang gitu. So it depends juga sih, kadang-kadang kita we talk in English kalau when it's like really serious and then we want the kids to also listen to the topic gitu kan.
For sure. Trying to get
Terus
across
apa
the
lagi yang
message.
enak Indonesia?
Apalagi Indonesia enaknya ya. Ya mungkin I mean Steven already kind of said basically the main things, I guess, like the holiday like destinations, I guess, in a way. There's Bali, there's like kayak Nusa Penida, dan kalau if you like snorkeling and all that. I mean there is a lot of beaches here, but not a lot.
Tapi banyak ikan hiunya, Bo.
Ay-
Mati lu.
Iya, tapi makanya-
di Indo nggak ada ikan hiu, ada
No.
sampah, lu
Iya.
tau gak?
Tapi kalau saya ke Lombok masih belum,
Oh, iya, belum.
sama Gili gitu. Jadi masih kayak those parts, kayak terus explore ke kota-kota lain kayak Jogja, Surabaya, Semarang kayak gitu itu. Actually itu salah satu I still wanna do that gitu, maksudnya kayak
Iya
explore
sih,
nggak
pengen
cuman
sih.
nggak cuma di Jakarta as the main capital city, and probably not longer anymore capital city juga kan.
Iya, tapi BTW ya, speaking of beaches, ya waktu tadi gue bilang ada banyak sampah gitu ya. Gue sebenarnya nggak tahu sih sampahnya tuh di pantai mana yang specifically, ngomong aja soalnya suka ada lah report ya kan. Ini gue bukannya mau ngejelekin negara sendiri, cuman pasti ada lah report yang bilang, oh di beaches yang kayak dulu kayaknya pernah deh, ya I could be wrong, tapi kayaknya gue pernah deh sekilas baca, oh di Bunaken aja tuh udah yang tadinya yang sangat kita bangga-banggakan, yang kayak well known banget around the globe, di Bunaken yang segitu bagusnya, cakepnya, the corals and all that, ada sampah gitu kan. I don't think, ya itu mungkin keunggulannya Australia itu memang the cleanliness.
Ya.
The cleanliness itu, tapi dibilang clean banget juga, kayak for example public toilets nggak sebersih di Indo sih, karena di Indo itu kan ya again karena kan penggajian itu kan nggak terlalu mahal gitu ya di Indo ya, rata-rata UMR dan gajinya juga level gajinya nggak terlalu mahal, jadi it's easier for companies buat nge-hire janitors yang standby. Jadi kan enak. Yang gue kangen dari Indo adalah kalau ke mall,
Help ya.
not necessarily health, tapi kalau misalkan kamu ke toilet gitu loh, kalau ke toilet di mall tuh kan bersih banget.
Yeah, that's true.
Karena as soon as you get out of the cubicle, itu mbak-mbak janitor masuk langsung ngelap, langsung ngepel. Sini mana ada lu masuk. Gua lari kan, maksudnya suka lari. Terus kayak misalkan lari di city, daerah city gitu. Terus biasa ya ini kan kalau yang nonton ada yang runner itu kan ada istilahnya runner trot ya. Tiba-tiba ingin
Bergejolak.
walkware gitu ya kan. Terus harus dong mencari, daripada kita tebirit-birit, teberak-berak gitu. Kan mesti dong mencari tempat gitu
toilet
ya.
yang lumayan oke lah
Iya
ya.
kan, main oke kan gitu. Kalau ke public toilet, iya sih keren, toiletnya udah yang kayak pencet-pencet terbuka gitu, terbuka, masuk lagi pup gue ya kan, kayak
Terbuka kayak di Jepang.
ibaratnya ibaratnya tuh kayak, aduh gila, ini sih WC-nya jorok, gue duduk di WC itu juga bakal kotor, udahlah gue boker celana aja pak ya kan. Nggak usah- TMI. Punti kenapa topiknya jadi perberakan
Okay,
sih,
so that's the thing. Have you said?
Aku belum. Tadi sebenarnya sih cuma mau komen doang, tapi I agree kayak makanan ya kan, makanan. Tapi gue sih karena gue born and raised in Indo, dan pada saat gue di Indo pun juga gue bukan dari keluarga yang nggak boleh makan pinggir jalan. No, I ate street food all the time. Jadi I think my stomach itu udah kayak well built, very robust.
Your immune system.
Yeah, I'm impervious to any bacteria and germs di makanan-makanan abang-abang. Semakin jorok semakin sehat gitu gue gitu ya kan. Itunya tuh enak ya, harus diakuin sih, street food itu wah
Emang best.
Gila sih, best banget sih.
I think kalau saya kita bilang, orang-orang suka nanya kayak apa sih yang perlu dicobain kalau saya ke Jakarta, saya nggak ke Jakarta ke Indonesia. Tapi one of the things saya coba street food, tapi mereka kayak really kayak
Yeah, I know, my bule colleagues juga yang kayak, I'm going to Bali next week, so what is your recommendation? Well, I can't really recommend
Yeah,
food di
that's
hotel
true.
because kita orang Indo
Tiap-
makanan street food masuk mall aja tuh udah lain gitu kan. But I don't really want to recommend them to try the street food. Yang ada mereka ntar komplain bali-bali.
Poisonous, yeah.
Tapi looking back to your comments about tadi kamu bilang about cheap stuff gitu ya. Iya sih. Nah,
Yeah.
ini kita bisa ngomongin culture yang lain sih. Kayak cheap. bisa juga ada orang yang nanti bakal bilang, oh ya cheap, what do you mean by cheap? Kita di sini gajinya kecil, bla 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 bla. Tadi tiba-tiba kepikiran aja sih. Kamu mungkin bilang cheap because you earn Australian money. Terus begitu kita liburan ke Indo,
Yeah, that's the minds. Yeah.
ya terus kamu lihat, oh gila murah banget nih. Terus your mind automatically converted that to, oh kalau ini ada di Perth berapa duit nih, gitu kan.
Yeah.
Terus kalau gue sih jujur ya, pijit, salon.
Yes.
Coba nih ya, salon di sini berapa?
$180 untuk ngecat gitu ya, please. Itu satu
Ini rambut
head.
segini loh,
Iya,
tapi rambut
segini.
pendek segini. Itu rambut,
Potong rambut aja bisa lebih $50.
iya, terus rambut segini tuh udah kategorinya medium coba.
Iya,
Ya
kalau
kan?
bukan short ya.
Iya, kalau di Indo sih masih short lah.
iya.
Di sini tuh udah medium. Terus dia tuh kayak bakal liatin kepala lu penuh rambut nggak gitu, tebel apa segala macam. Tuh makin terus kayak cuci aja tuh beda lagi harganya.
Yes.
Keringin sama blow
Beda.
styling itu beda lagi gitu
Iya.
loh.
Mijit sih, ya benar.
Mijit juga,
Mijit juga.
mijit di sini kemarin gue baru ketemu sama tukang ya masseuse yang
mijit.
masseuse yang tapi yang buat
Physio.
sports, bukan physio sih, dia memang sports massage
Oke.
gitu. Nah itu dia $100, tapi karena kita punya private health insurance, jadi ada rebate, ada potongan lah. Potongannya itu $28, jadi all in all tuh $72 atau sekitar ya 720.000 lah kalau misalkan let's say Australian dollars is 10,000, one rupiah. Ya pokoknya 10.000, one Australian dollars equal to 10,000 rupiah, let's say, ya itu sekitar $720 lah gitu untuk pijit. $720, lu di Jakarta mau pijit sampai usus lu rata masuk ya kan, nyampe badan lu belekuk-lekuk gitu ya kan, sampai muntah gitu ya kan.
I think another thing, baru keinget juga kayak nonton
Oh
bioskop,
nonton,
Lux, berapa? Kalian suka ke Lux?
Lux tuh
Dapat
satunya.
makanan? 100,
Like
200 sih?
50. No. Like
Coba seatnya doang.
each.
Ya, seatnya doang tambah makanan.
Now it's gone up to like 70 something, right?
Iya, dulu deh, yes 50 lah satu
Yeah.
orang, 500.000 satu orang.
Nah, di Indo Premier 100.000.
Iya di Indo Premier 100.000 dan sorry ya di sini Lux Premier di sini tuh nggak ada tandingan, maksudnya nggak bisa bertanding dia sama di Indo punya XXI. Soalnya apa, wangi selimutnya tuh selalu
Bersih.
baru,
There's a
bersih,
blanket.
wangi.
Yeah.
Ya kan kalau nggak salah kursinya bisa mijit juga nggak sih?
Enggak sih,
Oh,
cuma
nggak bisa ya?
I don't know, yeah.
Cuma recline
Oh
doang.
cuma recline doang.
Yeah.
Tapi kursinya tuh bagus gitu, leather yang bagus, yang selalu dibersihin, wangi gitu. Nah memang sih Australian itu kayak mereka agak terlalu agak anti dengan yang namanya scent gitu, kayak wangi-wangian karena itu kan chemical apa segala. Jadi nggak ada gitu, nggak ada selimut. Gue tuh setiap kali pergi ke cinema tanya nih dia ya, oh, gue pakai hoodie, tau nggak hoodie itu kayak
Sweater gitu lah.
ambil-ambilnya.
Sweater macem yang udah kayak jadi satu gitu, blanket.
Kayak gini, tau gak sih hoodie itu kayak blanket gitu. Kayak biasanya
Ini
iya,
palanya.
terus ini ada palanya, ada hoodie-nya. Jadi tuh bawa gitu loh. Orang-orang juga kayak nonton kesana bawa selimut sendiri karena kan dingin ya. Karena dingin, terus kadang-kadang
Lumayan.
juga ada film yang sampai malam gitu bikin ngantuk gitu kan, ya tidur gitu ya kan kalian. Cinema terus makanannya juga ya ampun kayak cuma nachos, chips aja berapa duit gitu kan. Kalau di Indo murah gitu kan. Tapi again, kalau seandainya orang yang kerjanya di Indo yang
Yeah.
kurang fortunate gajinya gitu ya, income bracketnya kurang fortunate, maybe they will say, oh Indo ya mahal gitu kan. Tapi nih yang gue pikirin adalah kalau di Indo itu menurut gue nih ya, and I think still stands the same to this day gitu ya. Di Indo itu, in my opinion, range harganya tuh gede banget gitu loh. Jadi kayak ada, kalau lu mau cari yang murah banget tuh ada gitu ya. Yang murah banget tuh ada gitu, dan yang mahal banget juga obviously ada.
Iya.
Tapi somehow menurut gue tuh yang bikin jadi mahal tuh sebenarnya ego diri sendiri gitu loh. Kayak
Social
ya
pressure?
gue bukan mau, ya itu social pressure, gue juga bukan mau ngejudge sih, cuman gue punya opinion gitu lah ya dari orang-orang yang I was interacted with gitu ya kan, atau still am interacting with gitu ya kan. Kayak ngelihat cerita-cerita orang, atau misalkan my parents punya friends, punya siapa saling bercerita, it's just like summarizes automatically in my head. Well actually dengan gaji lu segitu sebenarnya tuh lu jangan makan di mall. Sebenarnya di warteg yang sebelah sana tuh ada dan makanannya banyak dan cuman maybe kak social pressure tetangga, maybe lu bukannya kerja di bank, dengan orang berpikir bahwa orang yang kerja di bank tuh pasti gajinya gede gitu ya kan. Terus kayak malu
Yeah, could be.
Malu.
makan di
Social
tempat
status.
ya social status.
Oh no, social image maybe.
Iya, kayak apa yang society ngomong tuh masih penting banget gitu loh di Indo.
Kayak even maksudnya kayak anak-anak muda juga kayak just hanging out with their friends gitu. Kayak kalau ada temennya mau ngajak, ayo kita nongkrong yuk gitu, kayak ke mall yuk nongkrong gitu. Terus mereka kayak kan kalau di like back in Indonesia we would always get allowance, like how much allowance do you get? You know, to kind of be able to feed yourself to go to the mall and to eat at a food court, itu kayak you need more than like 50,000 rupiah. And then kayak for some they might actually get that amount of allowance, but for others they're not really getting 50,000 allowance from their parents, right? So then it's like but then they can't say no, like kayak pengen hang out with their friends, tapi kayak at the same time tahu diri sendiri gitu loh, kayak duit gue gak bisa nih pas-pasan gitu ya, buat besok atau gimana ya, something like that gitu. I think that's another thing. Even the generation nggak sampai yang tua-tua, maksudnya even the young ones juga it's impacting gitu loh.
Yeah.
With all this whole social pressure and trying to fit in, I guess.
I know some people, when I say some people, it's not just a few people, lumayan banyak gitu. Yang rumahnya aja tuh nggak punya garasi gitu loh. Rumahnya aja nggak ada garasi, tapi beli mobil gitu, atau garasinya cuma cukup satu, dia beli mobilnya 2. Terus juga beli mobilnya juga nggak cash, like leasing gitulah, atau nggak loan gitu. Ada juga lah yang belinya cash, tapi kayak beli barang-barang mewah dengan yang harganya gitu mahal, kan mobil itu kan ada depresiasinya kan gitu. Rumah aja masih kayak mungkin nyewa gitu kan, bukan ngedahuluin yang primer, tapi ya yang tertier dulu. Karena again kadang-kadang tuh menurut gue suka penting gitu loh dilihat orang,
Pandang.
orang ini punya mobil, berarti kalau orang punya mobil, I don't know ya, mungkin mereka mikir mungkin orang lain itu akan berpikir gue educated, gue from a good background. It's actually a bit sad kalau ada yang emang berpikir kayak gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya ada juga sih yang memang beli mobil ya because suka mobil gitu kan, emang pengen panas, harus naik busway atau harus naik apa sih namanya? Gojek,
Transport, public transport, they have to take.
KRL.
Nah di sini itu nggak ada menurut gue. Menurut kamu gimana?
So this is the perbandingan ya.
Yeah.
We're comparing it to how the condition in Perth.
Based on our experience, personal experience.
So I think in terms of kayak gue sendiri ngerasa tuh kenapa gue suka Perth dan suka Australia tuh, I think because I find that a lot of people here are very laid back, and kayak gue sendiri tuh like I like that type of lifestyle, the laid back. Not really. Kalau if you were to live in Indo or have a career there, you would have probably known that it's a lot of hustle and bustle. Busy lifestyle. It's a megapolitan country anyway, right? I mean, city. Sorry, a city.
Metro lah.
Mega.
Metro lah, mega mungkin tahu deh New York kali.
Yeah,
China.
but it's so yeah. That's one. It's very laid back, and also like no one. There's nothing. I mean, when I first came here, there's nothing really mention about social status and things like that. People really don't even think about it. They can go to a mall with like a flip-flops and shorts. If even some people even go there to get breakfast in their pajamas and stuff, right? So it's
wearing hoodie to
Yeah, to the cinema.
Yeah, it's very laid back, and then also like there's I mean the other comparison thing that the other thing that I can mention why I choose Perth is or to live in Australia, it's that I don't want to offend any government officials here, but I would say that in terms of healthcare, in terms of
That's
benefit for the citizens and people, I think that if you ever had a chance to try or to experience of living in Australia or being able to have that benefit to live in Australia, you can probably attest the same thing that the benefits that you get here is basically what everyone would have probably dreamed for, considering that people in Australia, the healthcare and things like that is like ranked number 4 throughout the world. That was something that I read about a year ago. So yeah, for us it's quite beneficial, especially to have that government benefits, and to have that peace of mind, and things like that. And I know that some people probably would feel differently if you were to compare it to Indo, but it's what I've seen is that it's very unfortunate to what is happening in Indo and things like that. So I think a lot of citizens here, people that live in Australia, is very well taken care of, and the government does look after you.
Yeah, but maksudnya ya I know, tapi bukan berarti nggak ada yang komplain loh. Banyak yang komplain gitu.
It doesn't mean that there's no complaint. Complaint is always gonna be
Yeah,
there.
like they're still not satisfied with the offer gitu loh, the cover gitu kan. Kalau di sini tuh agak beda sih juga ya health systemnya sama di Indo ya. Kalau di sini tuh kalau lu biasa comfortable, like you're from a very comfortable family, even well off family, yang biasanya di Indo itu pergi ke rumah sakit tuh rumah sakit yang kelas-kelas yang mahal-mahal gitu ya. Terus lu pindah ke sini gitu kan. Even with private health insurance, you will be frustrated karena lu nggak bakalan di seperti kayak dilayani seperti raja kayak di Indo itu kan siapa yang bayar mahal tuh kan lu gitu ya kan. Di sini tuh enggak, Bo, ya kan? Di sini tuh
pesannya kamar VIP suite gitu
Iya,
ya.
So they don't look you from money wise or wealth wise in here. Everyone get treated the same. Yeah, regardless your income,
Your status,
or your
Yeah.
income status, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is different in Indo.
Lu bakal shock gitu kalau lu udah terbiasa dengan sistem. Kalau again yang punya akses ke rumah sakit kayak gitu kan pasti orang yang comfortable with their finance gitu ya kan. Di Indo ya, di Indo ya.
Yes.
Terus kalau kalian pindah ke sini, you'll be frustrated karena kalau misalkan lu di triage di ER di sini ya, unless lu chest pain dan udah lu mau deket mati, lu nggak bakal.
You won't be.
Iya, lu nggak bakalan diprioritize, Bo.
Yeah.
Iya kan, mau duit lu berapa juga ya sepengalaman gue sih. Ya
They
gitu, dia don't
I
look.
can
Right.
concur because I have a friend who is a doctor, and then she enjoyed her time working in the ED, the doctor in the ED. So like she knows, based like you said, like on the triage, like if you're like, okay, what on a pain of like 1 to 10, how painful are you? If you're like a 5, like okay, next, never mind, I'll go to the next person.
Yeah, even though you said 10, tapi kalau enggak chest pain,
Not like emergency guys.
iya, kalau
So like
chest pain itu nomor 1
life
kan
and
pasti.
death.
Iya, life and death. Kalau nggak lu deket mau meninggoy, atau lu udah semaput gitu ya, atau lu nggak chest pain gitu loh. Kalau chest pain itu kan karena jantung ya kan, it's number 1 lah ya kan.
Kok penyakitnya udah kayak ekstrim kayak
Iya,
illness
karena
yang
dulu my mom waktu itu kan juga dia ngeluh chest pain, tapi secara kalau misalkan lu fisik lu
Fisik.
dilihat dia baik-baik aja,
Iya.
tapi begitu dibilang chest pain langsung masuk, gitu langsung masuk cepet, gitu.
Tapi itu juga tergantung konsep there's enough beds in the ED itself.
Waktu itu ke private sih ke itu di
okay.
Murdoch.
So yeah, well I think if you go to like a public, I
Tapi
guess-
aku juga pernah ke ER yang sama bawa Jordan. Tapi tonsillitis, anak gue yang pertama itu dulu sangat langganan
Prone.
tonsillitis
Yeah,
karena masuk ke daycare kan. dia tonsillitis, tapi itu biasanya tuh 3 hari beres demamnya. Ini tuh udah mau 7 hari dia demamnya on off. Gue takut gitu kan. Terus akhirnya, tapi karena hanya demam gitu, dinilainya biasa-biasa aja gitu ya. Ya gue nunggu ya lumayan lama, kayak 2 hours, 2 jam gitu nunggunya.
Nggak heran kalau saya nunggu 2 jam. Kayak kadang bisa berjam-jam.
Iya, itu 2 jam juga udah bagus banget karena mungkin gue di private. Kalau misalkan gue pergi ke rumah
Public.
sakit publik, kan di sini juga ada rumah sakit publik yang bagus banget rumah sakitnya, yang buat anak-anak gitu, khusus memang children hospital gitu, tapi publik. Ya itu gue pernah bawa juga anak gue nomor 2 sakit demam. Sebenarnya sih gue udah tahu bakal ditolak, jadi gue males sebenarnya ke rumah sakit. Cuman karena waktu itu ada orang tua gue di sini, kayak nggak biasa ya lihat anak.
Sakit
Nah
demam.
again di Indo, lu panas demam dikit
Langsung
dikasih
sakit.
obat. Langsung dikasih obat, resep lu. Nyokap gue pertama kali gue ajak si anak gue yang pertama ke dokter, terus keluar dari kliniknya kayak udah gini aja, nggak tebus obat, tidak
Nggak.
perlu
that's true.
gitu ya kan.
Karena di farmasi sendiri juga kayak there's a standby doctor and the pharmacist gitu lah. Kayak you can just ask kayak what them kayak ini anak gue keluhannya gini kayak sakit ini. Oh, obat apa sih yang cocok gitu loh. I'm pretty sure they're already skilled enough to kind of like give you like a prescription like what sort of medicine that you should give. Kalau saya juga kebanyakan medicine juga apa not really that good anyway, right?
Iya, apa namanya, gue juga waktu itu sempat culture shock waktu kesini, apa namanya, dengan penanganan medisnya gitu. But then as time goes by, I understand kenapa gitu loh. Kita tuh di sini bukan di pamper untuk dihilangkan rasa sakitnya, but to be friends with the pain, karena itu yang membuat kita stronger gitu. Karena misalnya nih, kalau misalnya anak demam badan itu kan it's just the body mechanism buat bikin demam supaya nggak attack the viruses gitu ya kan, or the bacteria. It's just the body mechanism, harus create heat gitu loh, karena yang ngebunuh virus-virus itu kan heat gitu. Dikasihlah paracetamol misalnya, diturunin deh demamnya, kan si virusnya nggak jadi mati gitu loh. Yang ada tuh kita sebenarnya prolong the fever gitu. Dulu tuh gue nggak ngerti, pokoknya yang penting enak gitu, yang penting gue bisa beraktivitas gitu kan. Tapi sebenarnya tuh the root cause-nya tuh nggak pernah di-address kalau keseringan diobatin gitu. I have a friend, dia sekarang sih udah ada di Melbourne. Ini teman SMP SMA deh. Dia tuh dulu kuliahnya di Melbourne, tapi dia harus for good lah for some reason. Terus dia akhirnya married di sana, terus dia punya anak. Terus dari cerita dia, buset, ekspektasi dokter anak di Indonesia tuh kayak, ini berat badannya cuma naiknya segini.
Yes.
Langsung, wah ini nanti takutnya jadi kuntet, takutnya
Kuntet.
stunting, takutnya dia developmental issue.
They gave you like a they use like
Scare
a
mongering gitu loh.
Scare tactic gitu.
Yeah, I'm not saying all the doctors are saying that, but this is, kalau seandainya ada dokter yang nonton ya, unfortunately this is the feedback from my very scared friend di Indo yang nanya, dah anak lo gini-gini, enggak. Yang ada kebanyakan di sini, gue yang concern dokter kayak nggak apa-apa, nggak apa-apa, every child is different. Yang penting anak lo ada di percentile segini, I'm happy gitu. Nanti kita cek ya, kita monitor gitu. Jadi nggak ada yang bikin takut. Tapi nah, sedangkan teman gue itu anaknya memang yang nggak suka makan real food, sukanya tuh makan ciki-cikian gitu. Apparently dia bilang. Jadi kayak berat badannya kayak
Enggak.
tingginya apa ya, wah ini nanti jelek, anaknya nanti bisa gini gitu.
I think ya, maksudnya kayak kalau kayak gitu for first time moms, I think it's not really nice to hear kayak sekarang kan kayak have to meet this meet the standard, I guess what the doctors are saying, kayak you have to meet this, anaknya berat badannya harusnya dalam the next few months harus udah 7 kilo atau apa gitu. Kalau turun sedikit, ayo gencetin lagi, saya gendot lagi makannya, gizinya, minum susunya, tambah lagi makan sayuran segala macam kayak gitu-gitu. Jadi kayak kan mamanya juga pusing ya, mikirin makanan aja udah pusing. Anaknya nangis aja belum, anaknya doyan. Jadi kayak
Halo, capek.
But anyway, we'll go back to the what we like
Culture?
why do we like
Choose.
to move to
Iya.
Australia?
Oke, kalau untuk nutup nih, kalau disuruh pilih satu aja, hal yang membuat kamu lebih suka Indo daripada di sini, apa?
And then after that we'll do the reverse.
Yeah,
We'll
the
do
reverse.
If I were to, what would make me choose to go back? Would be
Bukan just to go back sih, because I don't think it's possible gitu ya.
To stay.
Pokoknya satu hal yang membuat kamu tuh kayak suka banget sama Indo.
the food.
The food.
The food. That's it. I like the. I mean, no offense to not to offend anyone, but like, it's the food. That's it. For me, it's the food and the entertainment. That's it. Other than that,
Enggak.
I don't.
Oke.
Kalau you?
Kalau yang paling suka banget sama Indo,
Apa?
all the treatment gitulah,
Salon.
kayak salon,
Oh.
pijit, service,
Right,
ya, the service,
okay,
entertainment
okay.
mah ya, it's okay lah. Tapi service itu menurut, ya kan kita ibu 3 anak ya, terus kita bekerja full time, badan rentek gitu ya kan. Gue
I know,
kayak,
actually.
gue pengen
Yeah.
pijit setiap hari gitu ya kan. Kalau setiap hari
Dulu bisa jelaskan dulu gimana kalau saya lagi kuliah?
saya
Ngapain tugasnya?
dulu kuliah ke salon setiap
Berapa
3
kali?
hari. Saya nggak punya sampo di rumah, nggak punya sisir.
Nah.
Karena saya selalu
iya.
ke salon. Ya, sebut merek boleh nih, sebut merek.
Boleh.
Irwan Tim Kelapa Gading,
Shout out.
My Love,
Masya Allah.
Bajang.
Until this day masih ada ya?
Iya, dia aja sampai inget dari saya masih bocil sampai sekarang tuh bisa, pokoknya rambut setiap 3 hari. Kalau nggak ya setiap 4 hari lah gitu, soalnya rambut gue lumayan kering gitu ya kan, kulit kepalanya, jadi nggak perlu sering-sering juga treatment gitu, sampai dijulukin lo tidurnya di ruang tim gitu ya kan.
Nggak usah tidur di rumah
Iya,
gitu
pokoknya
ya?
services sih, kayak pijit-pijit, treatment di salon tuh kan dipijitin, ya wah enak banget deh. Yang di sini kalau ada nggak sama, bener-bener nggak sama, blow tarik aja nggak ngerti di sini apaan ya.
Beda, kurang
Bisa.
bagus.
So you're
Tidak.
you're basically like treated as if you're a king.
Queen
Oh,
dong,
queen.
iya
King,
itu
yeah,
saya
like
suka,
royal,
saya
like royal,
Iya.
like
Suka.
royalty.
Nah, harus treat her like a queen.
Nah, ya kan?
Mana? Blow hair.
Alright, anyway,
Nia,
that's,
Nia, Nia,
yeah,
Nia,
that's
apa, Nia,
yours.
apa?
That's yours.
Apa ya? I think for me, I think the food.
Nggak boleh sama
Masa nggak boleh?
boleh
sih?
ya, yaudahlah.
Sama, I guess kayak other activities or like even road trip. Hotel-hotelnya kayak gitu.
Oh iya.
Vacation, Bo.
Heeh.
Kan hotelnya banyak ya pilihannya, say. Kalau sini kayak, oh, maaf ya punten ya, lipat bukan yang mau
Itu aja terus si C, terus
si C, mahkota.
mahkota.
Okay, let's switch.
Sekarang switch.
We go for
Yang paling you
what do you like in?
Perth?
Yeah.
Oh, what do I like in Perth?
most.
The most, the beaches.
Oke.
I like what I'm a sucker for sunsets and sunrise. I know I'm cewek senja. Gak usah dibilangin. Kalau saya tuh kalau Gen Z bilangnya senja gitu. Enggak, I like the beaches. Tapi it's nice. It's really, kalau during summer days especially, just sitting by the beach itu cool. It cools you down. And then it's a good reset, I guess, in a way, from like our day to day, from Monday to Friday jobs, 9 to 5. Like, so it's a nice breather.
Kalau aku yang paling aku suka adalah lifestyle kali ya, work-life balance. Kamu apa?
The food. No, just kidding.
Hah? Bawanya nggak salah.
The food yang Indonesian food juga gitu ya kan?
No,
Nggak ada
it's
steak.
Oh, burger.
oh, the meats here is
Oh,
like
yeah,
top
Australian
notch.
beef.
But anyway, we can talk about that some other time. But
What's your one thing?
I think the government's benefits. That's what I think.
Apaan? Gue
I like-
teks mulu.
Maaf, gaji.
No, I mean like in,
Ngana gaji
in
kegedean.
terms of like healthcare or like before when the kids used to go to childcare and stuff like that, we get childcare rebate. I don't think people in Indo had that experience or ever had a chance to actually feel that experience. If they're above the well-off, or if they're above the average and they're well off, I mean, I'm no disrespect to them. I mean, they work hard for what they have and stuff like that, but money is not something that they have to worry, right? But
Yes.
for those middle class to low
Yeah.
income earners, because like the difference between the wealthy and the poor in Indo is still quite the massive gap. Whereas in here that may be still the case. The case may be the same, but it's not as worse as it is in Indo, right? As you get the rebate, you get the healthcare, whatever. So I think that's what I like about being in Australia.
Kita mungkin ngerasa that government benefit is wow because we came from a country who
That doesn't
didn't
have.
didn't
Yeah.
actually provide us with those privileges, ya kan, benefits, ya kan. Jadi ya gue thankful juga sih kayak born and raised di Indo, jadi pindah ke sini tuh jadi nggak komplain lagi.
It opens your.
Ya
Eyes.
opens ya memang ya again ada plus minusnya lah juga kan. Tadi gue sempat ngomong tax gitu ya, tax di sini gede. Jadi bagi
Correct.
yang suka ngomong oke kabur aja dulu ke Australia terus udah pasti Australia akan menjanjikan hidup lo 100% akan jauh lebih baik dari di Indo. I have to back to differ. It's not the case all the time.
There's no, kalau di sini you have to do everything by yourself.
Ya, itu
There's no
juga.
maid.
Independent.
There's
Ya,
no
kecuali lu
maid.
kebanyakan duit lu ngebul banget lah lu hire gitu
hire maid.
Oke,
and stuff.
now kita kayak harus close. Nah, apa yang paling membuat gue pilih di sini dan gue nggak bakal mau balik ke Indo karena this particular reason adalah social pressure dan itulah social pressure ya, omongan orang gitu, kayak judging gitu loh menurut gue. Ini gue jujur aja ya ngomong kayak pencapaian lo tuh harus dijudge sama orang. Kalau lo belum kayak apa dibanding-bandingin, terus kayak bener-bener kayak lo membuat keputusan apapun dalam hidup lo tuh bakal diomongin. Emang as much as we should have our own way buat stand up for ourselves dan gak dengerin itu, to ignore it, it's not that easy to ignore. Kalau orangnya, kalau the noise is too much gitu kan, it's not easy gitu loh. Menurut gue, certain decision yang sangat sensitive to the politicals and to religions atau apa segala macam, certain decisions yang touches those aspects itu kayak bakal lu kayaknya berdosa banget gitu loh, dan lu bakal di kayak apa ya, kayak judge gitu, dilihat sebelah mata gitu ya kan. Kalau kamu apa kalian?
I think I'll probably feel the same way as well.
For me, I think just using one word, independence. Freedom.
Oh, freedom, ya.
Yeah, freedom.
That sums it all up for me because I think I think I mentioned before, I did briefly come back, went back to Indo to work for 5 years, and that was still I was living under the same roof as my parents. I mean, I didn't have my own house, so that's the only place I had, and I think, and that was already when I was in my 20s, right? So your 20s should be like your years of like exploration and independence and freedom. You get to do whatever you want. You get to go out and have fun.
Ini
basically.
bisa episode berikut nih.
Oh, okay,
we
bisa
can talk.
sih.
We
Bisa
can
banget,
talk about that.
Tapi I think that one,
Single
that
life.
Padahal belum di plan mau ngomongin apa juga belum tahu. Nih gara-gara dia
we-
jadi tahu.
kan?
Ya, bagus.
I think because I kan mikir, aduh apa ya gue bilang. I think that one word just sums it up.
Ya.
Freedom.
The freedom to do anything you want. And but I think I can touch it a little bit, I guess, because like di Indo I worked, terus kayak I get the privilege of dianterin supir, terus I just kayak pokoknya living the life how the Indos probably do normally on like a day-to-day basis, right? Tapi I had a moment where I'm like, I don't like being treated this way. Kayak dianterin, yes, seenak-enaknya, nggak perlu capek-capek nyetir dalam macet-macet ya. Tapi for me, I like just doing it myself. Karena udah terbiasa.
Di sini.
Di sini,
Yeah.
I had to do it myself. I ke uni kita nyetir sendiri, naik bus sendiri, masak juga harus sendiri, apa-apa semua sendiri gitu loh. Jadi udah terbiasa dengan kesendirian itu juga, just doing everything ourselves. Dan kayak lebih nggak main nunggu-nunggu, kayak kelamaan jadinya. I like to get things done. I mean, I know you do as well, right? Jadi kayak kalau saya mau ke kantor, I rather just drive myself. Kayak kalau udah ada mobilnya, why not? Kayak nggak usah nunggu. Jadi kayak
Karena ada alasan lain di balik itu.
Yeah.
Tunggu episode berikutnya.
tapi iya, maksudnya ya pokoknya itu. Aduh mata kelilipan.
Ngantuk nih gue, udah jam berapa ini udah?
Udah setengah 12.
No, anak gue no di situ dari tadi. Kita baru beli gimbal, nggak tahu cara pakainya ya kan.
Tapi
mau
tadi
mau
dia
pakai
bantuin.
yang AI tracking. Ini gimana nih gue yang tracking, tapi gue harus di track juga. Untung ada dia.
Iya, tadi
Kan udah tidur.
Dia udah
Tapi
tidur.
ya, I think that's for me, independent.
That's from us actually. So yeah, I
That's
think
the
it's
first episode done.
first episode done.
Good job, guys.